Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. Today I'll be talking about the new Original Jazz Classic Series release of Cannonball Adderley and Bill Evans' Know What I Mean. I'll tell you all about the release in a moment. Before I get started, I wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined The Pressing Matters in the last month. We are approaching 10,000 subscribers now, so we're about 70 shy. In celebration of reaching 10,000, there is a giveaway going on for a sealed copy of Dexter Gordon's One Flight Up on the Blue Note Tone Poet label. To enter that drawing, all you got to do is watch the video that I'm linking above and below, follow the instructions in that video, and you're automatically entered into the drawing. It'll happen live on the air as soon as we reach past 10,000. I think it'll be in a week or so, the window's closing rapidly. If you want to get in on it, I would suggest that you watch the video immediately after this one and do what it says. Also, this and other releases in the Original Jazz Classic series are available in the Pressing Matters Amazon affiliate storefront, which is listed in the description box of every video. This is an excellent way to support the channel, so please check out that resource as well. And let's get on to the review. Shortly after I started the channel, I did a video called Jazz Reissue Overload, in which I talked about being overwhelmed by the amount of jazz reissues that were available at that time and how to navigate that as a new jazz listener. If anything, the situation has gotten even better, or worse, I guess you could say. Better because we have such an avalanche of titles. Worse in that it's important to be even more selective. Being a completist in jazz is just a futile effort. It's very expensive to do. Space requirements are an issue, and you might end up with some things that you're not going to listen to very often. And that was being the case with me. I was buying everything at first because it was a little bit narrower market, but now we have Blue Note Classic, Blue Note Tone Poet, Acoustic Sounds Contemporary, Acoustic Sounds Verve, Analog Productions Prestige, the Jazz Dispensary series, the Verve by Request series, and so on and so on and so on. It's too much. It's too much if you are not focused. So you have to be focused. And one of the ways I decided to navigate this is to follow performers. So in this case, we have Cannonball Adderley. I knew Cannonball from his work on Kind of Blue, and obviously that is a classic, and I loved his contributions to that album. Also, his leader date on Blue Note, Something Else, is a classic, and I love that one as well. So Cannonball was a natural for me to follow. Bill Evans. Bill Evans I've collected a lot more of, and I love Bill Evans. Everybody loves Bill Evans. I picked up a lot of his things on the Acoustic Sounds Verve series, also some original jazz classics, and many more. I love every era of Bill Evans, and he was a natural for me to follow as well. So when I found out that Original Jazz Classics was going to release this album, I had never heard it before, but I knew the performers, and I said, I got to give this a serious audition. And I did on streaming, and I was pretty much convinced that it's something I wanted to add to my collection. When the record arrived, I immediately put it on and was won over with the sound of this record. It's so much better than the streaming that I heard. The music literally leaps out of the speakers, and it's quite an interesting record as well. One that I know that I'll get a lot of play out of. This is mastered from the original master tapes, all analog AAA pressing by Kevin Gray and RTI. It's housed in a very nice tip-on jacket. The reproduction is really good. I think it's beautiful, really. I love this cover, and I tried to really highlight the cover in the thumbnail for this video. It features Julian Cannonball Adderley on alto sax, Bill Evans on piano, Percy Heath on bass, and Connie Kay on drums. They go through 9 selections on here. Waltz for Debbie is a Bill Evans tune. Goodbye is from Gordon Jenkins. Who Cares? George and Ira Gershwin. Venice from John Lewis. Toy from Clifford Jordan. Elsa from Earl Zindars. Nancy with a Laughing Face was written by Van Heusen Silvers. And Know What I Mean is from Bill Evans. This was recorded in 1961 in mono and stereo. It was released in 62. The engineer on this session is Bill Stoddard at Bell Sound Studio. So this is a little different than your Rudy Van Gelder Inglewood Cliffs sound. So I loved it from the moment I put it on. Bill Evans opens the album with his familiar tune, Waltz for Debbie. You'll hear his beautiful playing. It sounds like it's going to be a Bill Evans record, but then everything kicks in and you know that this is going to be a special, special album. Cannonball Adderley just leaps out of the speakers. He sounds wonderful, just beautiful, very clear, very present, and very precise. Lovely sound on him and Bill. Percy Heath and Connie Kay sound great too. The bass is very solid, very tuneful, and the drums just kind of leap out of the speakers. It's a very vivid sounding album and a little bit of a different engineering job than you would hear from Rudy Van Gelder, I think. Waltz for Debbie's a winner right out of the start. Goodbye is a tune that I knew from Sinatra. It is one of my favorites on this album. In it, the vocal line that Sinatra sings is taken over by Cannonball Adderley, and he does a beautiful lyrical job with it. It's a lovely track, a little bit more subdued and beautiful, and just lovely. I love that one. Who Cares picks up the tempo quite a bit, and every performer gets to shine on that one, particularly the drums and the bass. There's another track called Venice. It's a short track that closes out side 2 that's very good as well. On the second side, the standout to me is Elsa. It's a slow track done in a waltz, almost like a waltz rhythm, and everyone gets a chance to stretch out. It's a 6-minute track, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful playing, very interesting additions from both of the headliners, as well as the drums and bass. It's just a lovely track, really a standout for me. And the other track that I really love on this is Know What I Mean, which closes the album. It starts out what you think is going to be a quiet track, and then everything comes in and it's vibrant and alive. It's really a great way to end the album. The drums sound amazing on that track. Beautiful, beautiful. But what's really striking about this is it's early stereo. I mean, 62, 63 is pretty early, but there is no hole in the middle here. Everything is a beautiful stereo spread, nice placement of instruments, good separation, excellent balance and fidelity, and it's just a lovely sounding record. Beautiful. I love it. I think it's really, really a wonderful release in this series. The pressing was excellent. I'm going to show you a little video of how flat this record is. It's probably the flattest record I've received in months. Very nice. The pressing was centered, which is really important for this album as well. You don't want to hear Bill's piano notes wavering. That would make for a bad listen. Fortunately, both sides are centered perfectly, and Bill's notes are clear and pure and don't waver whatsoever. Also, the surface is very, very quiet. After coming off of these 2 one-steps that I just reviewed, it's amazing to me that a reissue like this can be produced for $40 and sound almost as quiet as a one-step. So that's a very good thing as well. All in all, a really, really nice release. I'm so glad I chose to add this to my collection. I know I'll be returning to it often. And I'd love to hear what you think about this record. Cannonball Adderley, Know What I Mean. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Scott for the Pressing Matters. Have a great day.